So we're here at CAB 2022 for Sauce Labs in beautiful Napa Valley, and we're joined by some of our favorite customers. Van, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Van Tran-Lam, Senior Vice President here at Unqork, no-code platform. I oversee operations and delivery for all of our clients worldwide.
Unqork is such a rocket ship. You've been around since 2017, but you already have a ridiculous valuation. It's amazing. Tell us a little bit about the growth.
Yeah, the growth has been phenomenal, and we really have to thank our customers for that, for believing in what we've been able to do, and really transforming the industry with our approach to no-code software, and really taking it into the enterprise space and being able to transform that. And that's where we've been really fortunate in seeing our customers stay with us and continue to grow that portfolio into the over 100 clients we have today.
There's a big kind of crisis in talent and development, right? The thing that limited our growth has not been access to capital, it's been access to resources, to people that actually get things done. So Unqork has a really interesting piece of this market. So how are you guys addressing that?
Yeah, when you think about it, exactly what you just said. Access to talented developers is one of the biggest limiting factors to any company's growth. Silicon Valley companies, traditional companies, even nascent industries. And so being able to take a no-code platform and democratize the building of applications is critical to helping us as a world continuing to put out applications that really advance what we want to do as a business, what we want to do for our clients, and what we want to do overall. And so being able to take that, that layer and give tools to people who can conceptualize a business process and then transform that into a working application without having to have highly specialized programming knowledge has been critical, and we've seen clients really take that on and expedite how they take products to market, how they've been building internal applications, and to do it at a speed and a volume that is far greater than if you were waiting for a development team to become available.
Yeah, you have to have stuff that is easy to work with. Otherwise, you miss it entirely. Like if you had to go through a traditional development cycle to accommodate those needs, you'd be stuck. I mean, you'd still be in a position where you probably wouldn't be able to cater to people getting rent relief. Those projects take months. So the timeframes, when you start to use something like Unqork, what does that do to those timeframes?
It really shrinks those timeframes down. I think there's some great statistics on how we've been able to save people up to 50, 75% of their time. The other thing is to think about this is the opportunity cost. One of the key things when you want to build a program is you have to wait for a development team to become available. Well, with no code, you're actually able to scale your business users to be your development team. And so then you're not waiting in the queue anymore, and you're able to get your application built. You can run your own testing on it, you can see it go live, and you can think about how you want to continue to support and maintain it.
You had a chance to take a look at our roadmap and see some of the things that are on the horizon for us at Sauce Labs. Do you have a wish list of things that you hope that our product and engineering teams are taking care of?
Yeah, absolutely. I really love the roadmap, really excited about where you're headed in the future. One of the key things for us to really think about is accessibility testing. Because we're building consumer-facing applications and back office, and because we service both the federal, state, local, and private sectors, we have to think about WCAG 2.1 AA and 508 compliance. Accessibility testing is going to be huge, especially if you think about how inclusive technology needs to be to reach that full adoption. It's going to be one of those big pieces for us.
And you're also dealing with a different set of users, right? So if you're trying to democratize this, they're going to be a little bit uncertain when they start to build things, right? So it makes sense to have this coupled with something in quality so that they feel really that digital confidence, and they're going to be unsure of themselves. So, yeah.
Absolutely. And, like I said before, you have to think about the technical mindset of how you do it. Quality decisions, quality software requires quality assurance. You got to test, you got to make sure it works. And so we want to make sure people are thinking about it the right way and they have the right tools available for them to really move this forward. The last thing we would want is for someone to build it, get frustrated, and then decide this isn't for them, and they'd rather go back to traditional development, which, there's nothing wrong with that. Developers will never go away, and they shouldn't. But being able to trade that opportunity cost so that you have developers focused on really high-end, mission-oriented, mission-critical features, and then giving consumers, your business users, the power to create their own applications is really going to help push things forward and expand how things get done. For every person, and especially if you think about the new generations that are entering the workforce, they're thinking about empowerment tools, and no-code is a great way to get there. That transition, it's really about scale. This is the same issue every company has had since the dawn of time. I can do something once, I can do it 20 times. It looks different when you do it the 100th time. It looks very different when you do it the millionth time. And so when you start that transition, you're now able to take, as I said before, there's an opportunity cost. Do you really want to spend all your time doing this one thing? Or can you automate this, you take it, you automate it, you standardize it, and you can hand these tools off to everybody else, and you can refocus your attention. And so getting developers to be able to focus their attention on these far more intellectually challenging issues, and then allowing everybody else to really rise up and be able to meet the challenges that developers could be good at and are very good at, but it's not as necessarily a high ROI for them to work on that.
That's right.
And so being able to get this in the hands of everyone not only helps your developers out, but also it makes all of us better developers, better technical users, because we have to think this through the same things that the developers do, and now we both have common ground for that conversation.
When you're talking about scale, how does error monitoring come into place? And I hope you've had great conversations with Abel Matthews, our CTO, who is our former founder from Backtrace.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Error monitoring is pretty critical, right? When you think about Unqork and how rapidly we deploy and we upgrade the platform, you really want to know, like, are these things continuing to work as we deploy the next version? As I change requirements, how do I want to do that? The worst thing in the world is deploy an application and your customer tells you it's broken. Right? That's the worst. You don't want to be the last to know. You want to be proactive.
Yeah.
You really want to address risks before they become issues, and issues before they become client problems.
What would you like to say as part of this partnership between Sauce Labs and Unqork?
I'd love to be able to talk about how we successfully transitioned an Unqork customer to Sauce, and how that story plays out, and how we're able to build it, and how we're really able to get that transition going in a smooth way for more than one client. I'd love to have that be a goal that we want to move forward on. I think in continuation of that, love to hear what's coming up in the roadmap in the next half of the year, how you're thinking about it, and I believe the shift to the left, and how we really approach that as a marketplace. Love that message, love that thought process. I think then we got to really put the legs under it, grow the maturity of all of our platforms in order to enable that, and I think that's what we're looking forward to do. How do we tactfully get to that next step?
Van, thank you so much for joining us here at Cab Napa. We're really excited about developing this partnership with you further.
Same, thanks for having me. Looking forward to the next cab.